Welcome back. This is Dan Havey with CFninjaHacks, and in this episode, I'm going to fix a problem that a lot of people have because they want to be able to take a background image and then put some sort of opacity over it or put kind of a color overlay over it or something like that. And generally speaking, you have to take that image, you put it into something like Photoshop, and you have to put another layer over the top of it and then set your opacity and all that. Well, I'm going to show you real quickly here with just 2 lines of CSS code exactly how you can do that right inside of the ClickFunnels editor. So we're going to come up to settings, down to background, and we're going to put in a background image for starters. So we're just going to click on the little landscape button. We're going to come in here, and what I'm looking for is right here on page 3, but we'll have to come back to it. And we're going to open up this blueprint background. And we're going to just leave it a full center fit. Now, one thing you might think is, okay, well, we got our background color here, so let's put on some background color too. But the problem is background color won't work because in CSS, the background image will always override the background color. So as long as there's an image, you're not going to see the color. So what do we want to do in order to get this to be able to have an overlay on it? Well, what we're going to do, and in fact, I'm going to go into the preview, so we're working right inside the preview itself. We're going to come over here and we're going to find the body tag inside of the page itself. And here you see the body tag right here. And right now I only have one section on the page, and I did that on purpose to show you something. As I hover over the body tag, it's only coming down to right here. If I put in more sections on this page, it would come all the way down to the bottom and fill everything up. So we had to do this just because there is kind of really just a small corner case where if you had a really short page, we got to put in a second line of CSS code. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click on the plus button. It's going to give us a new body tag, and then we're going to come in here and we're just going to say background dash color. And for starters, let's just say we want to put in our yellow again. And it's going to kick me out, and that's good. It's supposed to do that. Well, in fact, the reason it did it is I spelled yellow wrong. Okay, there we go. So now we got it. And again, you see it's not covering the whole page. But what we want to do next is we want to click on this, and we want to come up and we want to change it to RGBA so that we see our alpha channel and we can change the opacity on the background. So we can start pulling down the background. And so there's only a little bit of a light background. You can have a darker background. But let's take a look at it right here. Let's do this. Go 255. And so now what we have is a white background. So if I go all the way up to 1, we have a white background, or you can bring it down and you can just show just a little bit of it, or we can come to the other end and show a whole bunch of it. If we want to go to all zeros across here, that will bring us to black. And we can start with just a little bit of black, or we can go all the way up and make it mostly black with just a little bit of the lines showing through. And of course, as I already showed you, we can go any color in between and any opacity you want. Now, in order to take care of this corner case, because let me just grab this and drag it up, if our screen size is small enough, if our viewport is small enough or short enough, we wouldn't have this problem. But because our page itself is so super short, we have to deal with that case. And so we're just going to come right back over into our body, and we're going to say height of 100 VH. So what that says is 100% of the viewport height. We want the entire background going over. And so now we have it across the entire height, and that's all the code that you need in order to be able to change this. So let's just come back in, and let's just say we want it to be let's just make it a yellow color again, And we will click up here to make it a yellow. And again, we can change the opacity to have this look however we would like. So that's it. No more having to go into Photoshop to deal with putting an overlay on your images. You can just do it right here, right inside of ClickFunnels. So let me just show you one thing before I check out here. All we got to do is just grab a hold of this copy right here. We'll go back into the page itself. We're going to go to our CSS, and we're going to drop that in. And there we go. Now we've changed it. We save it. We preview it. And we are done. So if you got any questions, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.